Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning from Prince and Princess from the Benin Empire. Good morning to all the honorable executive leaders and the honorable members of this great organization. I want to welcome you all to this quick and short broadcast. The reason why we are here today is really written, boldly written, uh, because in the past few days after the massacre in Owo Church, we have this problem that our people are pointing fingers to some certain a group of people, to some certain set of people, to some certain religious people. In my own opinion, we shouldn't do that before the investigation is completed. Because in our last three shows, we always refer to this uh, situation, the security threat that was posed to the south, to the southwest, to the west. We all know that. We were talking about it, warning our people to take us seriously, to report all suspicious activities or movement to the appropriate uh, security agents. But it's like we don't really understand the situation we are today in Nigeria. I want to bring us a little forward. After the aftermath of the massacre, just few minutes, some people came out immediately to say this is the work of the North, of which I disagree. What has the North to profit from the massacre in Owo Church? They don't profit anything from it. And people were pointing hand to bandits, to, to Boko Haram and others. Yes, we can point finger, but is that the truth? Because in this case, I believe we have to look at all angles before we start pointing fingers. Why did it happen? Who is behind it? How can we prevent such massacre in the future? Because we cannot guarantee that it's not going to continue. This is going to continue if we refuse to address the security situation in Nigeria. In the past few years, we have this situation in the north, day in and day out. We in the south, we refuse to commit, we refuse to help our brothers to fix their side of the nation. It was also happening in the middle belt. We kept quiet. We thought this will not come to us because we thought we know better. Now it arrived here. It didn't start with O. It started with Asaba. Once it happened in Asaba, we came out to say this is not how it's supposed to be done. People should have come out to condemn in the highest form those that was behind the Asaba killing and burning of properties. But we refused to do that because we thought it didn't affect us. I want to bring it closer to our brothers and sisters from the Benin Empire. Owo, before the independence of Nigeria, was part of the Benin Empire. Ondo State as a whole was part of Benin Empire before the British took it over to the Yorubas. Anowo is our backyard. They are our brothers, they are our sisters. If we refuse to come out to condemn these atrocities, I think it will be repeating itself. We need to do something against all this. There are so many guidelines. The Nigerian State Security Service is also doing their best, telling the citizens of Nigeria, this is what you can do to prevent such a massacre. Because the Nigerian State Security Service cannot be doing this alone. They need the help of the citizens, providing them information. Even though it's your neighbor, if you have a suspicious activities, report it. You can do this without even mentioning your name or even without showing your face. But in Nigeria, it's left for the Nigeria State Security Service or the police or the appropriate security agency to look into the matter before they take action. But in the case of Owo, everything failed. The church themselves, they failed. Why am I saying this? If you have a such gathering, there are some certain security measures you have to put in place to protect your people. It's not just collecting their tithes and go home. You also have to protect these people. This was a complete failure from the church. And we have to look at all these angles. Why this church? People may disagree. Why this church? We have to ask this question. Do they have internal a problem we doesn't know about? We don't know. Do they have other problems with neighbors? We don't know. I believe before we start pointing finger on anybody to say this is the work of the North, this is the work of the Islamists, this is the work of the bandit, let us look deep into this ocean and see how we can fish out the people responsible. The Nigerian church in the past few weeks have lost more than 100 people. Think about 2 weeks ago in Cross River, yes, in Cross River, in Port Harcourt, we lost more than 30 people due to the situation that was on ground. These people, they didn't die because of gunshot or something like that. They were stabbed to death. But we didn't hear anything from the Christian society. We didn't hear anything from our people. Every one of us kept quiet. We kept quiet. It's like we are promoting what is happening. I am calling on all Christians organization, all Christians body in Nigeria to come out to start condemning such actions and what their pastors and their reverends and their apostles are doing in that country. They should come out, not just keeping mute. We are losing citizens. We are losing the future presidents of Nigeria. And in the case of Owo, we have seen demonstrations, writing, we have right to do this, we have right to do that, to pray, to go to church. Yes, everybody has right. Everybody has right to live. Nobody has right to take other people's life because life is so precious. We have to understand. It's not by coming out with a plain card demonstrating you believe everything is done. This is bullshit. I believe the priests and others in that church, they need to be brought to book. They need to be brought to book. Why am I saying this? They need to be investigated thoroughly. What was going on in that church before the massacre? Was there any conflict? Was there any conflict with the Mori church? We have to look into all this. Is it really the Islamic we are talking about? Is it Boko Haram? Is this ESN? Because many people also believe that ESN strike this place. To say that the Islamic is responsible so that the Yoruba will go after the Hausas and the Fulanis in their area. We cannot just come out and start pointing fingers without thorough investigation. None of this is truth. We have to work hard to prevent such a thing happening again in our society. The North has been experiencing this for over 12 years. We have seen this, but we refuse to act. We were saying it's only in the North, it's only happening in the North. Okay, look at the killing of this young student lady the other day. I would have expected some of our Muslim brothers and sisters to come out immediately to condemn all these actions from those youths who did what they did, the atrocity they committed. Because I don't think Allah sent anybody to do something of such, or the God Almighty sent somebody to do something of such. We are always talking about the Muslim brothers and sisters. Let us also talk about the Christians. I think everybody has a red line we do not cross. And this red line now is, I think people are trying to cross this red line by pointing finger on certain set of people, certain religious group, and others. Should we allow that to happen? Should we allow people to destroy Nigeria for us? Even though we are going in different direction, we are going divided. I believe we should go peacefully. We should come down to a table to negotiate, to discuss how we can do that. It's not just only three ethnic groups that is living in Nigeria. Nigeria have over 320 ethnic groups. Let all of them come to the table. I don't want a Yoruba man to represent me. I don't want an Hausa man to represent me, nor Igbo. I want to represent myself. And I want to represent my ethnic group. I don't want people to represent me just because of greediness. The Igbos, the Yoruba, the Hausas, and the Fulanis in Nigeria, they destroy Nigeria. And they should not make decisions for us. They has been ruling Nigeria. When an Igbo man will come back today to say, hey, the North, they are so evil, they are so that. How? Are you not evil yourself? For calling another person, for calling 30 million people, evil people, then you yourself, you are an evil person. Because one person cannot call 30 million evil people. And I want to remember everybody. Sometimes the bad are the good ones, and the good ones are the bad ones. Look at all over Europe today. Go to their prison. Look at the statistics. You hardly find a Fulani man or Hausa man in their prison. Difficult. But look at all other ethnic groups. You find them in prisons, not only in Europe, in Australia, in Canada, in New Zealand, in USA, United Kingdom. You find them, all of them in mass. We are doing what these other people are not doing. Killing ourselves because of a 100 by 100 plot, armed robbery, ritualist. We should also think twice before we start doing things. Many people may not like what I'm saying. We need to say it as it is, no sugarcoating. Before you point hand to the North and say the North is responsible or this group is responsible, think twice. How did you come to this conclusion? Is there any investigation you did that bring this to the conclusion that the North is responsible? Is there any investigation that you did to say the Muslims are responsible? Is there any investigation to say Boko Haram is responsible? Is there any investigation to say the terrorists or the kidnappers are responsible? No, we don't know. We are still in darkness. This is why it's very, very important not to point fingers on anybody. Otherwise, the unexpected will happen. And what comes to my knowledge is very disturbing that some Yoruba youths are now taking revenge on some Hausa communities in the Southwest. And I would like to warn every one of us, because we are brothers and sisters as far as we are Black people. Religion might divide us, but we are still one people. The same blood is flowing through our veins. If you think you kill an Hausa man, I'm sorry, I should look at the camera. Yes. If you think you kill an Hausa man, or you kill a Yoruba man, and you kill Igbo man, or you kill Edo man, that will make you happy. No, it will not make you happy in life. It will make you sad, because you cross the red line that is written for everybody, the red line that is marked for everybody. Those that are responsible for what they did it. Putting on such dresses doesn't mean they are Fulanis, or they are Igbos, or they are Hausa, or they are Yorubas, or whatever they are. It might just be from another different angle. We don't know. That is why it's very, very important. We should wait for the investigation. And after the investigation is completed, we can start pointing fingers, because we don't know really what happened. We have seen this in Edo State, and I'm warning my people now. I'm sending this straight warning to our leaders and our people. We know the Fulanis, they are in the bushes. We know how dangerous that is. In our jungles, in our everywhere. But these people, they are not just there because they want to be there. They are being employed by our people to safeguard their animals. You know? And at the same time, we have ESN members, the IPOB members in our doorsteps, who is very, very dangerous to us. And these are Christians. They have been terrorizing their own people for a very long time. And now they are coming to us. Asaba was just the beginning for these people. They are going to be committing atrocities in our doorsteps, especially in the eastern part. We know they have a lot of sex in that area. And we are still calling on our brothers and sisters to report any suspicious activities from these people. The bank robbery in Naunchi, what happened? How do you see ESN getting the money to buy arms? We have to investigate all this because we just close. Once things happen, we just close the door. We don't go further. Let us go further. Let us start challenging the investigation also from the Nigerian police, from the Nigerian army, from the state security service. Let us challenge them. Let us see where they are sleeping. Because so many people said once a terrorist is being captured in the south, they will be transferred to Abuja. And on the way to Abuja, they will never arrive at Abuja, they will set them free. We have to look at this issue very carefully. Is this the truth? Or are people lying? Yes, the Nigerian army made a very, very big mistake during the time of the Boko Haram. Those people that were set free should have not been set free. They should have been punished for the atrocity they committed. Now we have these people outside rampaging. It's like you are giving a free visa to everybody to do whatever they want to do, to commit a crime. After maybe 2 months, you will set him free and said he's now is a good citizen. How can you do that? How can you do that? The Nigerian army was a failure in that period. Although they have also been doing some very, very important good jobs. We still have to commend them for that. We see what they did in Kanu. We see what they did in Kogi State. We saw what they are doing in Borno. We saw what they are doing in Sambesi Forest. I praise the people and I'm really happy we have such people like you. But some of your leaders, they are without knowledge. They are without brain. I don't know if they are motivated by religion purpose or something like that. But that shouldn't have happened. Now the Boko Haram war is nowhere ending. Then we have terrorists, bandits terrorizing our people. We have bomb blasts everywhere. We have mass shooting everywhere. Where are we going to? And we are pointing to people, a certain set of people, just to instigate violence. These people who are living in Owo and Evaron, the Hausas and the Fulani, they have been living there peacefully, even more peacefully than the indigents. How will you now go there to start killing these people because of what happened? How can you justify that? Because every action you are taking, you have to justify that, where you are taking it. Those people who did the church massacre, we couldn't even arrest one. The Nigerian police was complaining they don't have a vehicle. I think Nigerian police should have run with their baffles. I said it the other day. They should have run in there to do whatever was necessary. It was almost 2 hours gone. There was no response team. There was nothing of such. We have to ask this question. Why was it that way? Why was it that way? Why did the Nigerian police refuse to respond, even though they are running with their baffles or running with the legs to that area? to rescue those people? We have to ask all these questions because I believe pointing finger is a dangerous, very, very, very dangerous something we shouldn't be doing. All these things are not only happening in Nigeria. We can see it in America day in and day out, mass shooting. Because also the American government, they refuse to react to all these things. They refuse to adjust to make an amendment in their constitution. That requires Nigeria. How is our border secure? How are these ammunitions coming in? Who is responsible for the ammunition of the army? Who is responsible for the ammunition of the police force and other security agencies? Who is in control? Who is controlling them? Who is controlling them before duties and after duties? That to make sure all these things is in control. Look at this stupid idiot, Jude Cuomo. I'm a free person. I'm a free human being, and I can do whatever I want to do. I can mention names I want to mention because what you people did in Asaba was the worst, and I will continue to do that till you people change your mind. The IPOB has been killing their people. These are also our brothers. They have been killing their people and say they want to bring them freedom. How can you bring freedom to a dead person? You can't bring freedom to a dead person. Somebody you killed, you said you are bringing him freedom. How can you do that? You cannot bring freedom to somebody you killed, you murdered, cold-blooded, or you ate as cannibalism. Is this the freedom you are fighting for? How are you better than the Boko Harams? Let us know. Are they not fighting for freedom also? I think there's no difference. The only difference is that the IPOBs, they are using the Nazi ideology to instigate violence in Nigeria. Telling us the Fulanis and the Hausa, they are bad people. Are they really bad people? If they are bad people, the millions of Igbos that is living in the north, they could have been not be living in the north. Ask the Igbos or the IPOB, how many northerners are living in the Igbos region or from other ethnic groups in Nigeria? Look at this idiot IPOB member. I will continue to say this because these are devils. We should stamp them as devil. Somebody who wake up to kill his brother. Somebody who wake up to destroy the business of his brother. And you said you are bringing him freedom. How are you bringing him freedom? By killing him, by destroying his business, by killing his family. I think Nigeria should step up their efforts in containing all these criminals. We should step up all our effort containing these criminals. The IPOB need to be erased. The Boko Haram need to be erased. Likewise, other terrorist organizations in Nigeria, if they want Nigeria to survive. And the Nigerian army and the state security cannot do this alone. They also depend on the citizens for information. Now look at the whole election that is going on right now. It's already an ethnic election. Look at the whole situation in the parties, in the big parties we are having. We have PDP, we are having APC. Either they are trying to Yorubanize it, or they are trying to Igbonize it, or they are trying to Hausa or Fulanize it. What about the other ethnic groups that is living in Nigeria? What about the Ijaw people? What about the Benis? What about the Urobo, the Shekiris? What about the Tiv? We have to ask this question. Why are these three sets of people always dominating Nigerian politics, of which they brought Nigerian to this chaos where we are today? When the Yorubas or the Igbos are pointing fingers to the north, they should also look at their records, because they have the worst record of all. Before, and Hausama was not corrupt. A Fulanima was not corrupt. The Igbos and the Yorubas, they taught them how to be corrupt, how to loot Nigeria. The Igbos themselves, they have been power hungry in Nigeria. When they don't get it, they will come through a military overthrow. They will come with a military overthrow. And this has been going on. Anybody that stand in their way, they will kill them. Look at Adakaboro today. Look at Sarawiwa. It was not Fulani who kept Sarawiwa. If we, the Southerners, should have stand with Sarawiwa to say no to Abacha that period, or Babangida, whatsoever it was, I don't believe that they should have killed Sarawiwa that period. There are so many with the help of Igbos that was killed in the South because of their greediness for oil, well, and others. We have to start to be coming against these people, because we cannot allow them to destroy our livelihoods for us because of greediness. Because greediness leads to corruption. The Nigeria we are seeing today was not in Nigeria in the 1960s or in the 70s or the 80s. Things are changing rapidly. I think Nigeria have to adjust. If we don't adjust, we will end up killing ourselves for nothing. We will end up killing ourselves for nothing. Because look at the Yoruba side of the country. What are they contributing to the nation, Nigeria? Look at Igbo side. What are they contributing to the nation, Nigeria? Likewise, the North, what are they contributing to the nation, Nigeria? Apart from corruption, organized crime, and others. We, the remaining ethnic groups, we have to start listening to ourselves, supporting ourselves. Because once we buy into their ideology, like the IPOB ideology, copied from the Nazi, telling us this set of people are bad, we are the good. How can you say you are good? Show me your goodness and I will say you are good. Show me your badness, I will tell you you are bad. And these people, they are bad. Those people telling us these are bad people, they are the bad one. I think we have to make decisions ourselves to know if that is a good person or a bad person. We know there are bad Fulanis in our forest or Islamics in our forest. We should get rid of them. Likewise, the ESN and the IPOB members in our area. We should get rid of them. We should deport them to their own side of the nation. And we should also deprive them of the words coming out from the South for them to understand. For them to understand that they don't own Nigeria, that Nigeria doesn't belong to them. It might sound radical, but sometimes you have to make people to understand that what they are doing is very, very wrong. And I believe we can do that. So, my brothers and my sisters, I am appealing to everyone because in the social media today, yesterday, and since this massacre took place, there have been fake videos, fake pictures, fake videos of some Fulani herdsmen that was captured 4 months ago, or statement from a minister or from a governor that was taken 6 months ago. All of them are now coming out to bring them to the connection of the Owo massacre. I believe we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't buy into these ideas. Let us see the fact first. Let us see the investigation first. Let us do our own investigation. Pull the whole puzzle together before we start pinpointing people. Because even families has enemies. States has enemies. Church as a church member could also be an enemy to the church. A mosque member can also be an enemy to the mosque. It is not said that it's an outsider, and it's not said that it's insider. It's not said that it's an Islamic attack or a Muslim attack. I don't think that way. I think differently, and I want people to also think differently. Not jump into conclusion what will result to killings and bloodshed, that people will start losing their lives for nothing, for some fake information that is circulating today. And I don't think that this was an attack against Christians. We have to differentiate. Yes, it happened in the north that some Christians were attacked. But if we attack some houses and Fulanis in our side, they don't see it as a Muslim attack, that Christians are attacking Muslims. So we should also always make the difference. Let us come together, investigate this issue, because I see this as an attack on Benin, because Owo was, before the amalgamation of Nigeria, Owo was in Benin territory. Ondo State was in Benin territory. Lagos was in Benin territory. I would like my brothers and sisters from the Benin Empire to come out to condemn this killing without pointing finger on some certain set of people, because this is very, very dangerous, because we are running into a dangerous hole that we cannot come out if we continue that way. It's just a warning to everybody. You mustn't take it, but it would be wise if you take this advice. So thank everyone. Please stop circulating fake video in social media, fake statements, and stop using some fake voice to commit atrocities, because many people doesn't note or take note of the length of what they are doing, what it will go. It will go beyond what you expect. Then you will have bloods in your hand. because you then be worse than the terrorists, than those people who committed those massacres. And I'm still saying this. The brothers and sisters, our elders from the Benin Empire, please open your eyes. Report any suspicious activities, any suspicious movement, because people are trying to commit atrocity and push it to the north to say the north is responsible. We shouldn't buy into this idea. We should stand for ourselves, do our own thing, and let us see how we can correct the mistakes that was made before. And I want every family, if you are going to church, safeguard your family, because God will not come down from heaven to protect you. This is what Nigerians, as Christians as a whole, lack of protection, protecting themselves. In most of the big churches in Nigeria, you hardly see securities taking control, even to control the members, to tell them don't do this, do that. We see the reverend fathers, the apostles, the pastors coming up with security guards, entourage, without one single person responsible for the mass. Then you should understand that something is going wrong there. Who cares about you? You have to ask. Who cares about your safety? Ask this question. We shouldn't believe all we are told, because most of these reverends, pastors, and apostles are only interested in your tithes. And your tithes give them more power to buy their own security guards, where you will be stamped to death. Port Harcourt, building collapsing. How many people has been persecuted for all this nonsense? For the loss of lives. We have seen so many churches collapse, but those people who owns the church, they were not held responsible for what they did. I believe we all should put our heads down now, not to point finger to anybody, not to be circulating fake video in the social media. And this is very, very dangerous. So thank you for joining me, and I appreciate everyone. Please like and subscribe to our page in Facebook. We also have a group page. You can join us there. We are also present in YouTube, in Instagram, and at the same time, this is an organization. You can join this organization as far as you are from the Benin Empire, as far as you are married to a Benin person, a man and a woman. It doesn't really matter. We don't care, because we believe the same blood flow through our veins, because we were born as a human being first, before any religion or before any ethnic belonging. So please don't hesitate to join us. Let's build a society that accommodates everybody, not just a society that only accommodates a set of people. This is our way of life, and this is what the organization stands for. To live in peace with others, with other neighbors, to have a dialogue with other people. We mustn't think the way they are thinking. We mustn't accept what they are doing, but with respect, with dialogue, we will come to some certain good results. So thanks everyone, and I appreciate that people are here with me today. And please don't forget, join this organization. Let us move the Benin Empire forward. Let us move Nigeria forward. Let us move our people forward. Let us move the Benin indigents forward economically and peace, because this is needed for our people. And at the same time, please, pleading with everyone, please stop circulating fake video, stop circulating voice message that has nothing to do with Uwu bombing or Uwu massacre. Those who did what they did, they know what they did. We should wait for the investigation, please, before we set Nigeria on fire. Thank you, and God bless you all. Bye-bye. So let's